I'm gonna go ahead and just get this out. So I can get more views by just uploading videos, and I do have plenty of videos to upload, and I really need to start uploading them, so taking up a lot of space. I was actually going to do this video, and I didn't, I don't believe in being politically correct and all that. I like to be free roaming, you know what I mean? And I said, let me go ahead and just keep this as organic as possible. And so they had their first non-citizen police officer graduate, and they have several of 9 more about to graduate. Why am I saying what I'm saying? And I put DACA. Do any of y'all aware of what DACA, the acronym means? Well, what DACA offers, we'll get into the acronym regardless of what it may be. Okay, like it matters anyway. DACA offers temporary protection from listen to this. Temporary protection from deportation and permission to work for about 579,000. Look, for work for about 570, a little over 500,000, 579,000 young people who were brought to the U.S. as children and graduated from high school, completed a GED, or are veterans of the United States military. Now, when I was in the military, if you want to become a United States citizen, you serve, you do your 4 years, and you do it honorably. And then you get out here and become productive. And that's what it took. Many people became dual citizens, or some, because they still have to do the thing, swear oath what you did in the military. That's why it's equivalent. Now, things have changed. somewhat what I've been hearing. And I might speak on that later. I might just do a video and upload that with all the entitlements that come along with it. Why am I saying this? Well, here, I guess you could say that AP News, right? And I would say, let me make sure the time frame. I want to say the right year, the right time. Because, you know, they don't like to, this is one of those goofy fake fact checks, okay? So this would be around August 4th, 2023, by Philip Marcello. Claim, a new law in Illinois allows any immigrant living in the country illegally to become a police officer. AP's assessment, false. The law allows certain non-citizens to apply for police officer jobs, but they must be legally authorized to both work and carry a firearm in the country. Based upon DACA and not being a United States citizen, that is a lie. So we just called Mr. Filipino out himself. And why do I say that's a lie? What you need to do to be able to buy a gun or to own. All right, what disqualifies you from buying a gun in the United States? Access to firearms is restricted for at least a temporary period after a person has been convicted of a violent firearm related and other, listen to me, temporary period, not forever, firearm related and other serious felonies and misdemeanors, including domestic violence offenses and hate crimes. You have to do a lot to prove that you're worthy. But what are the gun rights of the United States? The Second Amendment to the United States Constitution, which is based upon our supreme law, okay, which was adopted. That means it wasn't created on December 15, 1791. It was adopted because it belonged to us. No, most people don't know that. States, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed prior to District of Columbia 5th. Now, what is that? Let's go ahead and pull that up. I have it up here. I just got to, I'm not going to put no new one. I'm going to, you know, versus Heller. Heller case in which the United States Supreme Court on June 26, 2008 held 5-4 that the Second Amendment guarantees an individual right to possess firearms. And nowhere you have to be a citizen. So how in the world can this individual not even, well, let's say they were DACA, became a police officer, and now permissible to carry a firearm off the job? Let me inform you something to what most of the Pelicans won't say because they want to be politically analytically right. Let me tell you something about a foreigner who looks at you in the time and period and frame where we're at and what has happened in their country based on this fake government and these, because you can see a lot of the police officers who are ex-military running around harming, it don't matter what crayon color you are, asserting themselves because they're young and stupid and they're big bullies with no frontal brain is not fully developed, okay? And these individuals can be utilized by the United Nations because they will fall laws. They are being grafted in and told a whole different set of policies that if it come to be it, they will have no problem going into your neighborhood and shooting you. Are you listening? If martial law was established, these individuals will circumvent and push the narrative they are grafting them into. See, that's why I was telling a lot of these dumb these individuals who are felons that you don't remain a felon all your life. That is a lie. Unless you're a serial killer, you don't come out. If you've served your time in whole, no parole officer, which is another fiat making off the taxpayers, all right, taxation without representation, you have every right to vote, to purchase a firearm, and to be safe in your own. Okay? Now, I was just watching Demolition Ranch, and they had one of the biggest YouTube, you know, donut operator, the biggest YouTube gun thing. And I'm like, well, all the melanated people, when you have the military gun shows, you got all kind of pale skins. See, this is what I'm saying about the land of your forefathers, your ancestors, and those that these Ashkenazis have made very ignorant. I mean, you see Brandon Herrera wants to run for government. I respect and support what he does, you know. Because you got to remember, there's ignorance in all the way, and he's Arab. I mean, he's Mexican, but he's an Arab. You can look at his nose. Listen to me. I've been all around the world. I know what I'm talking about. He is Sephardim, okay? Like many are. This is no hate. Remember, I got Ashkenazi uncles too. So the thing is, most people don't want to access this reality. DACA. Excuse me. I meant to read the acronym. I know some of you are going to throw it up in there, and you don't have to. So, there's a renewal that they have to do every 2 years too. And then not to be able to, just because they get a GED, they were brought here illegally, they are still not citizens. Okay? Consideration of deferred action for childhood arrivals. Okay? Is this a call to arms? It's always been a call to arms when you realize this is not your government. And they're playing you. And that there are people running around in pure ignorance, oblivious to this reality. Now there are cops who have retired, surprisingly, who have come to realize this all of a sudden. And the ones who are very aware of it, well, they kind of get them off the force kind of quick. I'm not saying all. I don't know every last one of them. Don't need to. I can only speak about what I've come across and what you may know of. But the reality is, y'all, you don't get how it's being played. Remember I was talking about that little movie in 3 phases and blah, blah, blah. That's even in other movies and lay it out before you. Even when you think about Red Dawn 1 and 2, I was going to show one I had paid for, which should have been a problem because everybody's doing reactions to movies. And I was going to do the whole movie. But, you know, they were too busy attempting to silence me, not being aware that some of those individuals aren't around anymore, but not being aware of what I was stating. The reality is, it's not a good thing. And I don't say that it's not a good thing because it's not a good thing. We have enough knuckleheads running around that need to be dealt with. It's not a good thing because of how it's playing out. And you're not in the secret rooms or the back rooms. And when I last checked, when they took all those people into IRS, they had more than enough time to I wouldn't care if they had 2 left feet to train to outmaneuver and outdo any one of you. The ammo, the training with the appropriate narcissistic sociopaths, but training regardless, and most of you will not be able to deal or handle it. And yet you still want to sit there like it's okay. I have actually had somebody say, well, man, when it happens, it happens. No, that's not how it happens, bro. That shows that most people are oblivious and very ignorant. I guess you need to go back to Rwanda and a few other, Mogadishu, and really get into the Congo and some of the ongoing wars and some of the things that have happened with the Russian and Ukraine civilians are those in the killing fields. You need to look at the innocent, the people who believe that, well, when it happens, it's not that way, because let me tell you about you arrogant people, about those being left last to watch and the fear that takes over until you become so numb. It is nothing you want to go and take your last sleep with, because that will arrive with you because of your slumber and your laziness. Listen to me again. When you succumb, however it may be, for you stubborn individuals, everything that you will be a witness to will be embedded in that sponge-like device, in that cavity of emptiness, because you believe, again, ergo, believe, not knowing that you think you know. I just want to come on and share that. And that's for anybody that comes across this. Because the reality is, it's bigger than you can even imagine. And most people want to be so politically, slothfully correct. They don't want to breach upon the truth of what's going on. Now, let's say this is a big movie scene, and this is hypothetical. The reality is, when Cali in April was saying, when Chicago was saying it's not, well, it's happening. You have to pay attention to the people who are sharing their emotions and their feelings, but not paying attention to the underlying and what's really going on. And I'm not saying for you to go and feed this energy. That was already established. We've always had foreigners putting on costumes and EMT suits, running around, helping with shot wound victims, and actually going in people's house to arrest them. I've heard on several occasions of people saying, they heard two people standing outside in the same uniform speaking in like Finlandian or Dutch language. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't have to believe me. Maybe I can get them to come on a podcast. I was supposed to set one up the other day, right? And I didn't. My apologies. It just happens. And they can convey this. You think you know what's going on? You don't. Anyway, I hope you look into this and see if you can find out more information. I'm not saying this is all factual. We know that a police officer who was a DACA recipient became a police officer. Now they can actually take the firearm home. And that's not legal per se. And it's obviously California. You know, it's going to be a liberal state. That is not legal in any way, shape, or form. So it goes against the constitutional laws. This government is already, the fake Biden and all these things are showing you that they don't care about your constitutional rights. They don't care about who you are. When we can take over the land, have our own military, we don't need this fake government. We can utilize the money and we build and be resourceful right here, but have to diminish and get rid of stupid racism, and we must become a republic again. But people are too dumb because they've been groomed. Oh, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, I hope you share this. I will upload some videos. I mean, I do some little videos that are shorts and stuff like that. I have some 15, 20-minute videos and so forth. But I really like to interact with people. Hey, Mr. C, what's going on? What's going on, beloved? Who else is up in here? Big Dog Philly OG, 7 grams. What's happening? Anyway, y'all share this, and I appreciate y'all taking the time, because if you go look at any of the 2A, the ex-cop, this, that, and other, they're not going to speak this way. A good guy, a really good guy. He's ex-cop too. I like him. Guns and Gadgets. He is starting to get hot, and he is speaking on this. He realizes that it's something, but he's still being very how would you say, overly a guideline following. It means he's keeping very safe, and I can dig it. I don't like cursing, you know that. I don't like saying things that aren't based upon facts. I really want to say something that is relevant to something I've seen, and if somebody realizes that it's not true, then they can say, hey, look, Red, this is what I found out. I'll be like, oh, okay, well, thank goodness. You know what I mean? I'm that way. We're dealing with a system of if it's wrong, it's wrong, and I'm gonna punish you. Well, that's why I put up my own punishments. Y'all are very capable too. But anyway, I appreciate y'all taking the time to come in, and I see y'all later. All right, so you know how it is. All right, we'll be reading here. I'm about to go downstairs to get something to eat. This is the only meal I'm eating today, and that's about it. All right, then I gotta go check the mail. Chat with y'all later. And yeah, y'all, $4 or $5 kill you for the donation for Friday, so we can get these books. Let me know if it's too much. Say, yo, Red, yeah. Ain't nobody's ego that big where you can't say, you know, I ain't got it this time around. That's why I come on live to communicate. It's cool, all right? And it's not that I'm supposed to know. No, I know what I need to know. I'm not here to believe in you. I'm here to either know you or not know you. And you need to know yourself. Anyway, I'm going to holler at you in a few hours. Max B, what's going on, beloved?